Hello everybody, my name is Spicy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking on the Doomtower. And before we do that, I'd just like to mention a couple things. First thing is, we are about 10 subscribers away from 700, and it would mean the world to me if y'all could go ahead and give us that last push to hit 700. At 700, there's going to be some giveaways. Also, we need some more people in the Discord, because then I'm going to be doing giveaways on the Discord as we grow a little bit on the Discord. Once we reach about 200 members, I'm going to do a giveaway specifically on my Discord. So please, if you're interested, join the Discord, be active, it'd be awesome. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into Doomtower. So Doomtower, I tend to be very knowledgeable about Doomtower. I am rank 3 in my clan just because of the turns and things. Rank 1 on normal, but let's just focus on Doomtower hard. Just showing I know what I'm doing. I understand it. So Doomtower hard is, in my opinion, the second most important place to get resources. This is where I get a lot of my shards at the beginning of each rotation. First 12 days is pretty great because there you get Lego books, you get sacreds, you get voids, you get gems, you get energy, you get rank and rarity charms, you get potions, you get really everything. And so I'm going to show you guys how in about 8 months into the game, for certain champions you need to be playing longer. So let's say about 8-9 months into the game, you will be able to do this team. One of my people isn't even all the way leveled, doesn't have masteries, and isn't booked. Quite a few aren't booked. Some don't have masteries. I'm just showing there's a lot of room for improvement, and it isn't a hard team to pull together. So let's go 50. No, that one was too quick. That one was... Usually if it takes me about 50 turns, that means it's a little bit of a harder one. 30 turns. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into this one. This one seems to be pretty annoying. So we're bringing in Mithrala. Mithrala brings us possible CC, brings us Hex, brings us increased defense, increased attack, and a cleanse, and a shield, and a strengthen. Yakarl, these are two of the main people I'm talking about that take a lot of time to get. Everybody here takes some time to get except one person who's just log in. So we get Yakarl, who is from the clan shop. He brings in just so much CC. He's hard to just say no to. He's pretty great for this. Third person we're going to bring in, somebody who's not leveled for me yet. He's still level 37. Just in a stun set, nothing crazy. He's kind of quick, has his stuff going together, all around pretty solid. And then we have our Sill of the Drakes. She brings in AoE CC, she brings a revive, she brings heals. Overall, amazing champion. And then the last spot gives us area for either you want a buff stripper, or some more damage, really anything you need. For this team, I'm going to be bringing in UDK, and we're also going to bring in Rhonda for certain waves. This wave could end up being one that needs Rhonda. I'm not sure. If there's a Mortu or a Cupidus, you tend to want to bring in Rhonda, but the amount of protection he brings is so immense that you definitely want to have him. I'm speaking completely free to play. There should be nothing here that is out of your guys' reach except maybe having Yakarl +1 or having the souls on people, but it isn't needed. It's just there because I got it, I put it on him. It is, and the builds aren't insane except for Mithrala, which I would say is pretty up there. But yeah, so we have, this is one of the more nasty waves in my opinion. Just focusing on the AoE CC from everybody that we have, and we get some damage from him, and as well as he's in the stun set like I said, so even more control. So I personally prefer manualing throughout Doomtower. It isn't that crazy. It's about 10 waves per day. well, 9 waves, 1 boss per day, which, I mean, if you're spending however much time on raid per day, let's say an hour, maybe this would take up your hour, but like I said, it's worth it. You do your clan boss while you're not even on raid exactly, you're just having it on the side while you do other things. You get your dailies done when you first log in, and then, I mean, you're done. But Doomtower Hard is definitely somewhere where you want to be spending your time, at least when you're first doing it, like I'm showing here, just getting your first clears until you can eventually have a full auto team. Yeah, just kind of my thought process. But I'm sure if you put on a little bit of some presets, you can make this happen without having to do anything manually, and you can have this do it just like you would clan boss, where you're not even at it paying any attention to it. Yeah, it's just control. You just continue to control everything. Our attack burns them down, puts out decreased attack so they do less damage. UDK's coming in, bringing in a provoke, some shields, some heals, his passive. Overall, the whole team has some really good synergy, and you won't have to worry about much else. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to just throw it on auto, and then we're going to go to one of the harder waves, which I believe is 70. I don't know. I'll find it. It's the more to sky touched wave, and there we're gonna change out our attack for Drexler, and we could also bring in somebody instead of. I mean, you could bring in Rhonda instead of Drexler. It's just the burns bring damage without having to hit the Mortus. However, Rhonda would really help with the sky touch, so we'll see what we do. But yeah. It's pretty, overall the team is very controlled, and there's not much you have to worry about. Still, I do have a guardian set, and yeah, she brings in more heals that way to herself. She takes some damage for everybody else. Overall, great team synergy as well. Keep in mind, guys, that my Mithrala is very quick, so if your Mithrala isn't taking as many turns, it doesn't always have her stuff up. It's okay. It's not like this turn is going to be the absolute most crucial thing ever. You just have to, sometimes you fail a floor, you have to go back, see what you have to do to beat it. But yeah. Other things that people have troubles with are the bosses, and we'll go take a look at those when we get there. I'm gonna use, again, free-to-play teams, maybe a few people who aren't quote-unquote free-to-play, but people who can be got free-to-play without insane luck. There was events before to get one of the people I know I'm talking about, but besides that, we'll see it when we get there. Yeah, so Yukaro, you could see he's doing some damage, but nothing insane. Only about 7k per hit A1. Well, no, 6k, not even almost 7k. Yeah, there we go, guys. So Artak ended up dying because, well, he's not in the best build. I don't have insane gear on him. But yeah, so let's go ahead and find it. I'm not 100% sure where it is, guys. 1 second, I'll go find it and we'll be right back. Alright guys, here we go. We found it. Floor 72. This is arguably the hardest wave in all of Doomtower. I did it in about 33 with my Seer team, but the Seer team is going to do everything quick as long as you have the Kaimar and the Duchess to keep her there. So, we're going to go ahead and bring in Rhonda. I've decided that I feel like Rhonda will be the better option. As well as we're going to bring the defense, even though it doesn't exactly matter. Hey, wait, actually, yeah, it doesn't exactly matter. Maybe we should go ahead and get more attack when it comes to Yukaro. So for this first part of the wave, we don't really have much to worry about. we just go ahead and control it, knock it down, and now we use no more abilities once it's controlled. We want to get our turns back on people, and my Carl isn't booked, keep that in mind, guys. So yeah, yours is probably going to be a little bit better than mine. So we don't have his AoE CC to start this fight, and our goal is to not hit the Mortus unless we can CC them, and if you don't, then that happens, and that's no fun. Well, there's what's not to do. I'll be right back. We'll get back to the floor, and we'll get back to this wave, and yeah. Alright, so we're back. That's what happens when you hit when you hit the Mortu. So the issue is, usually you just go with this on the Mortu, but instead we're gonna hit on the Sky Touched. You want to keep the Sky Touch controlled, because if they're not, then they just go crazy and keep the Mortus alive for way too long. We keep our people alive. We continue to just knock down them. We don't want them taking turns. We want them gone, so then we can CC the Mortus endlessly, basically, and then you win. I'll show the builds after everything, guys, so don't worry about that. I'll try to put timestamps in so it's known where everything is, and if not, then just skip to it. You'll see kind of where I'm showing builds, and yeah. So this Mortu went ahead and got hit, so we're going to block his passive. And one Sky Touch down. So now our goal is to get this Sky Touched out, and then we're done. We just gotta block out the Mortus the whole time. Ooh, got resisted. And that's the reason why you want the Sky Touch gone. Because once they start taking turns, they basically screw you over completely by making sure everybody is revived. And Mithrala kind of brings too much RNG to the fight, really, because her A1 is too RNG filled for my liking, but the amount of protection she brings is too important to ignore. We might get hit by one peril, but hopefully UDK can protect us. This is why we bring UDK in, and as you can see, Mithrala is really just screwing us over. We have the AoE freeze, which we're going to go ahead and use. Now we're just going to try to out CC them before they can damage us, really. So we can lock this one out, and then that one, we just go ahead and CC, and then you won the fight. There's nothing too crazy left in this wave. Now we just have to get to the next wave. The next wave is also annoying, so trying to have some cooldowns is a good idea, because we still have 2 more of these to fight. And yeah, so dealing with one, we can take 1 peril. We know we can take 1 peril from the last run where we saw we got him 1 time, and then after that we couldn't take another hit, but we can take 1 hit, which is great to know. So with 1 Mortu, it isn't nearly as bad of RNG. It isn't nearly as bad with everything. You know what you can handle, which will help you win 100%. So there we go. We got to deal with this one. We're not gonna use that. Just gonna go ahead and kill her. Put this up. Yeah. So 1 peril, we're okay. 2 perils and we die, unless we can go ahead and heal, which will take UDK having his ability up. Rhonda definitely doing some good damage for us, killing the people. I do like Rhonda for everything. It's just when you do have the art attack with stun set, you get some more, like, you get more CC. So for other ways, you can still bring in Rhonda if you don't have, well, no, you have UDK, but if you don't have a good stun set, bring in Rhonda. It's still a great idea. So more 2. Now we can block his passive. Go ahead and steal that. So now we know we can steal his passive. Just going to keep attacking down other people. We have Rhonda's A2. Oh, my Rhonda isn't booked either. UDK isn't booked either. We have 3 out of 5 people here who are not booked. Which, I mean, that means this is even more accessible than I realized. But if you don't have UDK, I mean, there's a lot of great options you could bring in. You just really, you want somebody who's going to bring a lot of protection. Somebody like a Necrit would be great, but that's a very pay-to-win option. You could bring in you bring in maybe a Vogoth so that you're getting that heal whenever you get hit. There's different things you could bring in, but UDK, in my opinion, is the best option for a completely free-to-play team. But yeah, I mean, 96 turns, not all that bad. You beat the hardest 4, and I do believe there is one higher up. I don't know where it is. I believe it's like 111 or 109. Yeah, 109. But you saw it on 70. Was it 72? Yeah, you saw it there. It'll work up there too. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, and maybe just a little bit more RNG since Mithril will get more turns. But it's doable. You saw it. Let's go ahead and show the builds, and then we'll head on over to the bosses of this current rotation. I can do videos in the future on other rotations if you guys want to see that. If not, I mean, then I won't. But if you guys do end up liking this video, please let me know. So, Carl doesn't have many masteries. He has 0 books. He's +1, and this is his build. It's not the best build in the world. Overall, it's a general build, but it isn't in Savage or anything. 5k attack, 200 speed, 100 crit rate, 250 crit damage, 267 accuracy. You do, on higher waves, you want to use Mithrala as lead for your people if they end up not having it quite that much accuracy. So that's his build. Moving on, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and show Mithrala. This is probably the best build in the team. She's really quick, overall good build. Her accuracy is a little low, but besides that, her build is solid. I would bump this up to 700 if I could, but can't quite do that. Anyways, that's her build. She is booked, and these are her masteries. I'm using her for PvP and PvE, so I kind of have to go with the PvE mastery route if I want her doing any form of damage in PvE. So that's 1, 2. Who was the next person? UDK. UDK does not have masteries. He's not booked, and this is his build. I want to get rid of that 9 speed, but right now I can't. So until I can, well, okay, no, I can. Don't get me wrong, I can, but this 35% defense is a little bit nicer than -9 speed. So, for now, this is his build. I'm going to save up a lot of silver and go through my account and just do a full redo of things and get everybody built right. But for now, that's his build. Pretty accessible. Just, if you're getting Mithrala, you're going to get 0 speed stone skin gear. You're gonna get it. And if you're gonna use him for this stuff, this probably is the move, honestly, because like there's more 2 floors, you don't want him taking turns, so he has a stone skin, so you can take one of those hits. Outside of that, our Rhonda, she is in lethal gear. It's not the best build at all. I mean, I'm not very happy with the build, if I'm being honest. But almost 8k attack, 204 speed, 100% crit rate, 253 crit damage. These are her masteries. But yeah, and she is not booked. So getting this cooldown would be huge. Getting this cooldown would be huge. But yeah, that is her. And then we have Syl, wherever Syl is hiding. Syl, this is her build. Again, lower accuracy than I'd like, so use Mithrala lead and the problem is solved. But about 68k HP, 2.6k defense, 213 speed, and 205 resistance, 261 accuracy, plus 90 you get 351, and overall it's good. And a guardian set, so she's helping protect the team. She is booked on her A3 and her A2, and she does have masteries. These are her masteries. You could go accuracy tree. I just like giving her more heals. From there, we had, I did point out Drexlar, so we'll show Drexlar's build. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of HP, 4.6k defense, 207 speed, and 450 accuracy. He isn't fully mastered, but he does have his T6, so that is his masteries, and he is not booked. Next person, I believe the last person, the last person is Artak, who is not booked, not mastered, and some stun gear, with some perception for speed, accuracy, basically no defense, basically no HP, because he's level 37, his stuff isn't all leveled, he, like I said, 0 books, 0 masteries, he's just there, he brings help, and overall, great champion for this. Gonna have to go put the gear back on the people it was actually on, but for now this is perfectly fine. So those were the champions for the waves themselves. Let's head on over to a couple of the bosses just to show you. I think I'm just gonna show 2 of the bosses, the hardest ones in this rotation: Nether Spider and Scarab. So let's head on over to Nether Spider. Whatever I use in a lower, I would also use in a higher. So you see I use this lower. I believe use the exact same team, but with Sinesha. Why isn't... Oh, not Scared, not Scared. No, there we go. So 24 turns with Sinesha. It's just shown basically same team. I just use Sinesha for the faster wave clear. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take these out. Let's try something here. I'm gonna go test a few things, come back with a team, and show you guys how it works. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and pulled this team together. So Cold Heart was in a guaranteed event about maybe was it 9 months ago to a year ago? I don't know, I've been playing this game for so long. I just know she was in a guaranteed event. She's also a void rare, so most people will have her. Godseeker was more recently in a guaranteed event, so chances are if you had voids, you probably have her. Nut, New, whatever you want to call him, was just in the fusion and still is in the fusion. UDK was given away for free with Rala again. You go ahead and do your Hydra, and then you get her. So basically just kill the waves. It's nothing special here. And then yeah, so I'll go ahead and get us to the boss. Alright, so now at the boss, guys, this is where it becomes a little RNG, and I might have to do a few runs to just show it. I got it first try when I was trying the team, but alright, we did get it. So getting heal reduction on the boss with Cold Heart makes this possible. Newt just goes ahead and makes it a lot faster. He's hitting very hard. I'll show the build. I'm gonna change it after this. Once the video is over, I'm gonna go farm some silver and change up his build. It's not a bad build, but it's not quick, and I'm gonna be using him in Fire Knight hard, so I need it to be very quick. So as you can see, the spiderlings basically killed themselves, and then Newt goes ahead and kills them. This whole time, we just want to keep that up. We want to keep the heal reduction up. Keeping Godseeker just brings a lot of survivability to the team. That's why she's here. She's in a Regen and Immortal set for the duo on Sand Devil. I mean, overall the team works very well, and we'll probably, I mean, you might have to make UDK in a guardian set, make them faster if you want to do the very highest level. But honestly, I think this team works throughout the entire thing. Not to say there won't be some deaths. I'm sure there will be people dying throughout it. And as you can see, yep, there's her. He probably would have died if it was any higher difficulty, but again, I'm going to be changing his build out of what it is into something a little bit better for Fire Knight Hard. But we just want to keep extending the heal reduction, getting it up there, taking down the turn meter of the spider. That's a nice thing on Godseeker, extending the buff duration. Usually you want to do that when the spiders are dead, but you put the hex out, they end up usually turning themselves petrified, and then it's way easier. So dead. And then we want to go ahead and get Godseeker to take her turn. Take New up. If we didn't have the heal reduction, we would have went ahead and revived Coldheart. But as you can see with the Hex, him doing that kills the Spiderlings. And anyways, also his A2 kills the Spiderlings. So making people a little bit more tanky. Adding Vogoth to the team would be huge. But as a completely free-to-play team, keeping in mind the free champs and the guaranteed, sorry, I couldn't think of the name. Oh my gosh, the name. Couldn't think of the name. But yeah, so that's my idea for Nether Spider. I can go ahead and show you the builds. The builds are pretty good when it comes to Coldheart, and Newt's okay. Coldheart is just very quick. I'm going to have to get a build similar to this on Newt with way higher defense and higher crit stats. The current build on Newt is looking like this. In an Instinct set, his Masteries are almost done, and he's not completely booked yet. So do definitely need the books, but 35k HP, 4.1k defense, 226 speed, 100 crit rate, 258% crit damage, and 272 accuracy. I'll need more accuracy, and I'll need more speed for the build that I'm going to be doing for Fire Knight, and I'll do a video. I'll probably do a video on that. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll have to test things and get a good idea. But yeah, so Newt destroys the spider, the spider even not booked. I've obviously been trying to book him, haven't gotten the books enough yet, but for me to use him in Fire Knight, I'll need to book him completely, and in that time I'll hopefully be able to get a good build together. So yeah, let's move on over to the Scarab, which honestly, I think we're going to use almost the same team. Mithrala stays. Let's go ahead and take these guys out. Second, Coldheart stays. This Coldheart's a little bit different. You'll see why in a second. Let's bring in Newt again. Let's go ahead and grab... who else do we want? We want somebody who has shields. We want somebody who has heals. Let's go ahead and bring in her for now, and UDK. Yeah, UDK brings in his shields. Mithrala brings in her shields. Mithrala being the fastest makes this perfectly fine. Let's go ahead, slam that out. As you can see, Newt just absolutely destroys. He hits so freaking hard. And puts the freezes out, decreases turn meter. Newt might end up being one of the best champions in the game for Scarab, which is nice, since he's going to go ahead and decrease the turn meter while doing some huge damage. So, just got to get through here, and then the boss should be pretty easy with how everybody's built. Again, using a core team of UDK, Syl, and Mithrala seems to work just fine over and over again. Let's go ahead and decrease the turn meter. Use a Coldheart to start breaking its shield, and we're gonna put counter. No, we're just gonna keep decreasing the turn meter. Everybody putting out a decreased turn meter, it really helps. He gets his turn right as we meet shields. We would go ahead and do his nuke, but with how the shield is right now, it won't help all that much. And by the time that we're going to need the shields again, we have Mithrala. Ooh, that's not good. Let's go ahead and just put our counterattack. Strip that, and then let's get back to it. So for this first bit, it's really just about getting rid of the shield, which is decreasing max HP, just by using a destroy set on our cold heart. Putting here reductions makes it to where when he steals those, it doesn't even matter. And for a little bit, we're going to be taking some hits. We're just going to go ahead and smash it out, try to do some damage. Nothing all that great. Sorry if you guys hear background noise. People here as per usual. A lot of kids. I mean, it is what it is. Sure, a lot of you guys understand. Alright, so we are getting through this pretty comfortably. I mean, with all the protection we have here, I'm not seeing any parts where it even looks kind of sketchy. This is the only time it'll look sketchy. He's going to take a lot of buffs, but then we just go ahead, put our counterattack back up. Every time we get hit, it sets back his turn meter, which helps a lot. We do have a revive on Syl, but we're going to wait to put it out, because we wait until we can have shields again. So put that out and revive her. I don't know, he doesn't have a shield, dang it. Alright, it'll be a little bit before she takes her turn. We keep knocking back the turn meter. Go ahead and put increased defense. And as we whittle down the shield, the more damage we're going to do. Get a heal reduction again, which is nice, because before long we're going to have UDK shield up. Let's go ahead and try to smack it out a little bit. Let's put up our shield. With Thrala, ooh, man. Getting some resistance on the team wouldn't hurt. So we have 2 turns of getting absolutely smacked. It's honestly probably good that he didn't take a turn, just because it would be a whole nother hit to the team. With Syl being the only reviver, it makes it a little bit sketchy, just because people are going to die as there's no shields. UDK doing his job and taking the hits and going ahead getting provoked, so we can put some more hits out on our cold heart. Take that, shield out, and now we should be hitting a lot harder. Yeah, Newt's starting to hit for 3k on his A1, which he was just doing on his AoE. Not on his AoE, his A3. Getting through here. Let's go ahead and attack that. And now 33k per hit, getting to the point where it doesn't really matter. And he's about dead. We still have some shields from UDK. Again, getting UDK faster for certain things will definitely help. In waves, it might be better for him to be slower, but in bosses, you're going to want him faster. Having 2 builds for him would be useful, just having some gear you can throw around. But yeah, as you can see, getting through here, I'll say probably about 6 minutes. With this hit, that puts us in a position where we really just win as soon as possible, so that as Ganut can get some more hits in, it's over. Alright, we'll probably kill it before he can even get a turn, honestly. Yeah. Overall, Newt comes in, does some crazy stuff in both of the bosses. If you fused him, good, that's great, you get to do this stuff. If you didn't, I'm sorry, you lost out on one of the better fusions, or arguably the best fusion ever. He's up there in the conversation, as well as Pythion, Mighty. I mean, honestly, I'd put Tormin in there as well. But yeah, so that's the video, guys. If you'd like to see anything more conveying to Doomtower, Doomtower Hard, different bosses, as the next rotations comes out. If you want to see some videos on those, let me know. If you did like this video, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.